Welcome to this video, which is on Thursday the 2nd of March at 7:30 PM GMT. Now today's tutorial I've split it into two parts. In the first part we're going to be looking at a trade setup in the AUD USD. Mentioning it in the forecast yesterday that it's a trade setup that really interested me. Thought the Aussie would break to the downside. Now the Aussie has broken to the downside, so I just want to basically update my view of the chart and just go in to a little bit of detail about how to place stops, where to determine entries, and also managing an open position. So we'll just be looking at the AUD USD in a moment. And in the second part of this video, what I want to do is I'm going to be chatting with one of our members. Now he's a big fan of the CFTC Net Traders report. Now, I'm sure regular viewers get bored of me saying this, but I just think it's the best indicator of all. It's totally free as well. I just think it's absolutely fantastic as a warning tool for good trend reversals. So I'll be chatting to Don a little bit later and how he uses the CFTCs and how he basically manages his trades and so forth. And he's also got a YouTube channel now which gives some daily analysis on the markets, which also includes the net traders positions. That'll be coming up later, but now let's go and have a look at the AUD USD chart. AUD USD daily chart. What I'm going to do is just go through the price action in a moment, but first of all we're going to start with the CFTC net traders positions, which came out on Friday. Now just very briefly, for new viewers to our videos, I'm just going to go through how you use them. Basically, they're a sizable part of the Forex markets. They represent positions on the CME futures exchange, my apologies. And what it does gives you an idea of sentiment. And you could also compare two groups, which I've put on here, non-commercials against commercials. Now, in terms of the two groups and the way we use them, non-commercials are speculators, big speculators like hedge funds, etc. They tend to have a poor performance at getting important market tops, i.e. they're caught heavily long or they're caught heavily short at market bottoms. Okay. Now, on the other side, we've got the commercials. Now, for us, the commercials are the smart money. They tend to always be the right way round at turning points against the non-commercials. So what we either like to see is big opposing positions, or the two groups are really moving their positions quickly. Now I'll explain the positions and how I view them. Now, in terms of non-commercials, they're long 88,768. Aussie positions, short 55,246. So basically they're just net long the Aussie by a bit. What's interesting to us though is they've just put 9,455 long positions on, and it put 151 shorts on. So net longs going in about 9,300. Now, what I would say about the non-commercials is they were basically short until the 75 level, okay, and they didn't go net long until the 76 level. So what they're doing is they're buying into the highs basically. Other side commercials, what are they doing? They've got 16,000 odd longs, 58,000 shorts, so they're well over 3 to 1 in terms of shorts over longs. What's interesting for us is they've put in 9,198 shorts on this report, only 69 longs. Now, we did do a video, I think it was about 12 days ago, and we used the positions or showed the positions, and at that time it was the non-commercials. They put in about 5,000 longs and the commercials were about 5,000 shorts. So both groups have doubled up. Okay, so in terms of a break to the downside coming, this gives us a little bit of confidence because we know that into the 77 level both groups are speeding up their longs and shorts, and we think commercials are obviously going to come out ahead. Right now, in terms of the price action, you see it's very choppy up the top here between around 76.30 and just around 77. Now I did a video, I think it was about 12 days ago, and I said I was going to just use one indicator, which I thought was really good. For when you get a big trend like this, it starts to slow up, the ADX, okay? And the ADX, I haven't bothered with the D lines at all. I've stripped it out to one line. And I was saying last time, and it was when the ADX was turning down, this is a warning sign that the prevailing trend is going to come to an end, okay? It's not a timing indicator as such, but if you look back at how accurate it is, you must only look for a 40 turn down. It's very accurate. You don't get many signals. And also I like it as an indicator when you've got choppy price action as well. Other indicators will basically get chopped about. So the ADX was given the signal that a trend change is probably near. CFTCs are giving us the same signal. Gone up top here, sorry, the ADX turned down. You can see the candle, it's that red one there. Now, in terms of our position, we were already short, okay? You stop, you don't obviously want it right behind here. Can you see what happens? You get candle, just goes above, probably takes out stops. We're all for having stops, well back. Not too far back that you expose yourself to too much risk, but out the way of traders who are going to be with stops tight behind the highs. So our stop we elected to be 77.70. Now, in terms of another thing we like about this chart, I think I mentioned it in the forecast, was what you've got is a nice strong trend up, okay? 20-day moving average, it stays away from 20-day moving average for a long time. As soon as the 20-day moving average snaps decisively, we think that's another good signal that we're going to be going to the downside. You can see back here the 20-day moving average, we've got touches all over the place. So what we do is we slice down nicely, and we're near the low of the day. Now, is this likely to continue? I personally think so. Speculators are getting flushed out on stop. So I think we should go to 75. Now, why did I pick 75 out? That's really where the two groups started to diverge. From my reading of the CFD traders over the years, on this sort of setup, you probably get a run on. So 75, the first target, 73.50, the second target. I'll be more than happy if it gets to 75 though. Now, in terms of where could we bounce to? Well, I've drawn this line here. I think a bit oversold in the short term. You always get a retrace, could go there. I don't think it's going to go above the 20-day moving average now. It's snapped. So if I draw my line just there, I think 76.50 is sorry, 76.63 is where the average is. Then you've got a little bit of resistance there, the 76.50. I think the stop, our stop 77.70. We'll bring it down a bit, but we're not going to bring it right down to this candle here. What we'll do is just tuck it behind here for the time being. I'll see how we go. I might bring it down a little bit more, and we'll see if we run on to the downside. Now, if I'd have been looking at this chart with all that choppy sideways action, and I wasn't using the CFTC net traders, I would not have been so confident of the breakdown. It just, for me, gives a deeper insight into the chart. So that's my review of AUD USD and where I think we could be going. I'll back up that short analysis there of AUD USD. Now, I think I repeated myself a bit, but hopefully it came over okay. Now, in terms of something I missed, which I meant to say, was that if you've got a decent profit, it's subjective to each individual trader, against your account equity or risk tolerance, you're a little bit nervous. You think things, trade is going to run on in your favour, but you want to get some profit in. Do trades, bank one out. So just do a 50-50. I'm always in favour of doing that. We do it a lot. It helps smooth the equity curve, make trading a little bit more stress-free. Now, in terms of the CFTC Net Traders report, it does take a little bit of practice to read it, okay, because each currency has got a different personality in terms of the way the commercials and the speculators move. But you practice reading it, you'll soon get confidence in going with the commercials. So it's just a little bit of practice. Anyone can do it. Now, in terms of our biggest profits in trading, have always come, the majority have come from using the CFTC net traders. We had a really good profit in USD JPY when it had that nice fall from the highs. We used the CFTC net traders again this week. I mentioned it in the weekly forecast in terms of the Canadian dollar. What happened in the Canadian dollar on Friday is exactly what happened in the Aussie dollar. Speculators were going heavily long the CAD, commercials going heavily short the CAD. Okay, what happens? The USD CAD, if you look at it on the chart, has a really nice move to the upside. So, said it too many times, it's a fantastic tool to use. Now, in terms of our videos, a lot of people say, or write to us and say, really like the videos and the content. They get another group of people who write to me and they say, your charting is too simple. My answer to that is your charting should be simple. Don't make it complicated. I've always maintained this as well. When you're teaching a Forex, okay, show your trades. We always say where our trades are, every day in our member centre or when we do videos. We'll give the entry, we'll give the target, and we'll give the stop. And I see a lot of people obviously do all this complicated analysis. They never give their trades. Of course, if they've got a tight sideways channel and they're expecting a breakout, it doesn't matter which way the breakout comes, they're in the market and making money. Doing your trades and executing them with the correct stop and judging a target, that's the hard part of Forex trading. If you look back on any chart, it looks so easy, doesn't it? When you're doing it in the moment, it's a little bit more difficult. However, anyone can master it. Charting nice and simple. Use filters. Just use common sense. Think about what other traders are doing, and you will do just fine. Now, what I'll move on to now is the interview I did with Don yesterday. And in terms of Don, he kindly said he'd do the interview. Been saying, in the weekly forecast that anyone's got any ideas in terms of topics that they want me to discuss, please let me know. I'd be delighted to do a video. Also, anyone wants to be interviewed and share their thoughts on trading, I'd be very happy to do that as well. Now, in terms of the interview, mentioned Don's site and basically a link to it. The link to it is under this video in the text under the video. So you can just click on his on his YouTube channel and go and check out his analysis as well. Right, so let's go to the interview. Hope you enjoy it and catch up with you very shortly. Take care.
Inviting me.
No problem at all. As I was discussing with you earlier, I thought we'd go through your trading strategy, okay?
Yeah.
Just for viewers, so how you trade the markets and so forth. Before we do that, though, I just want to go through your track record, okay? Because it is quite impressive, okay? Now, I understand it wasn't quite so impressive when you started, so perhaps if you can just tell us how you got started in Forex and how you got on.
Well, I started off with a £10,000 account, and I traded mainly the Euro USD, and it was in a long-term downtrend. And anyway, everything went swimmingly. I was trading retracements, and I just couldn't seem to lose. And then the one day I put a trade on, and it just kept going against me, and it went up 700 pips over a period of about 4 weeks.
I take it you didn't have a stop loss then?
Absolutely not, and I hadn't got the good sense to get out, Andrew. And
you hoped it would turn around then?
Yes, I had this inner guide telling me it was going to turn around, and it absolutely didn't. And just after I got out, of course, losing, because I put another 10,000 in to cover my losses. So I lost that 10,000 and another five, leaving me with only £5,000 of my account. And disbelief. And as soon as I got out, it turned the other way.
That's always the case, though. If you'd have stayed in, it would have gone on a little bit longer. I think everyone has had that. I've had that experience as well with a big loss. You come out, and then you'd have had all your money back and more as it goes the way you thought. Anyway, sorry, I interrupted you. So, in terms of obviously a little bit of a loss there, and you decided not to give up then, yeah?
No, well, I just looked at it and I thought that there's got to be a way of seeing a turn coming in the market like that. So I thought, well, I'll have a look around and see the information. I'll look back at information and see how I could have found out. Anyway, I found your site and I looked at your training course, and I went through it over a period of about 2 or 3 days. And the thing that really caught my eye was the Commitment of Traders report, the CFTC commitment.
Okay, what I'll do is I'll just stop you a second there. I'm just going to explain very quickly what the CFTC trader report is for people who don't know, yeah?
Yeah.
Basically what the CFTC net trader report is, it's a country trading report. So basically, if you've got a market that's very bullish, or the news is very bullish and it's going up, or the news is very bearish and it's going down, and like for example the euro, when it looks like the trend is never going to end, this indicator will give you advance warning that a turn could be coming, so you can get out of your profitable trades in direction of the trend or go contrary. What I'm going to do under this video is I'm going to put a link to an explanation of the CFTC net traders report and how to use it for those people who don't know about it. But it is a very powerful contrary trading indicator. Sorry, Don, back to you.
Right, and anyway, I've got 5,000 left, and using that report and of course your daily reports and your information on the site, I started trading the AUD USD, and that was a wonderful that trend, and I did very well with it, and I traded basically from 5,000 to 75,000 in a matter of about 18 months.
Now, when you say you went from 5 to 18,000, well, obviously it wasn't just the AUD USD. You did other ones in there as well, yeah?
I did others, but not many. Basically, that was the one that I really got my teeth into, and yes,
it did well then. I mean, I was thinking sorry to interrupt you. In the CFTC net traders, commercials tend to be very accurate about turns in the Aussie. Probably one of the most accurate in terms of all the different currency pairs, if that makes sense.
Yep. If you actually look at it on a graph, you can see the crossovers on the AUD USD and the market going up and down. It is very impressive.
And actually, in terms of obviously the performance, obviously 5 to 75,000, that is pretty impressive. Much better than my performance. And in terms of, and I know this because obviously we've chatted about it. You went from 5 to 75,000, yeah?
Yes.
And you then have decided to develop a different type of strategy, yeah?
Yes.
Which actually makes less money.
Yes, but it's less risky.
Yeah, I think in terms of going from 5 to 75,000, yeah?
Yeah.
There were, well, I know there were a few hairy moments in that.
Absolutely. I had a hairy moment with the Japanese yen. I had about a 30% drawdown, which is always painful, and I don't care, who you are. That
is painful. Did you get out of jail?
I did get out of jail. I always seem to get back,
Okay, so obviously that strategy had a 30% drawdown, and would that be sort of typical of the period, do you think, around that number, or was it just really the USD JPY that caused that?
It was. You always get drawdown. Anybody who tells you that they don't is pretty much a liar.
Yeah,
but
I know that.
That was bad. That was not.
Yeah. Now, I had a bit of a hard time in the good old USD JPY last year, but yeah, this year's not been so bad in that one. Now, what was I going to ask? Oh, yeah, your new strategy. You started that off. What was it, about 9 or 10,000 on trial account?
9,000 I had in a trial account, and I've done very well with that. I started in it was actually about the 3rd or the 7th of March last year. So it was the beginning of March, and I've made about £6,000.
Okay, so if I do my percentages right, it's about 65%, I think. Or
Yeah.
there or thereabouts. I'm sure people with better maths than me can work it out. And obviously, it's got a little less drawdown, I take it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Now you're trading all the money that way now.
Uh, yes, I am. Yeah, I've got a different strategy, and I'm using tighter stops.
Okay, we'll
And
talk about your strategy in a moment. But in terms of, are you actually now on the more lower risk account? Is what I'm asking you.
oh yes, I've gone to a 25-to-1 risk, whereas I was at 100-to-1 before.
Yeah, there's. Well, you mean leverage, yeah?
Leverage, that's right. Yes.
Okay, what we'll do now then is we'll just go and have a look at your strategy, or discuss your strategy in a bit more detail. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know this. I'm just going to tell everyone who's watching that basically it's not you just cutting your leverage or your exposure. It's basically changing around the entry and exit signals. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay, so in terms of when you're doing a trade, obviously you're going to look at the CFTC net traders to give you a warning sign. Okay.
Yes.
Now, I know that we're both looking at the Australian dollar from the standpoint of the CFTC net traders. And
Yes.
yeah, what we have obviously is we have heavy commercial selling and a lot of speculative buying. So basically, we're looking for a break to the downside. Now, we're both timing it in different ways, but just want you to outline the way that you do it.
Yeah. Well, the Aussie dollar, I was very pleased to see that it had extra 9,000 commercials going short on Friday.
Which is actually double from last week, if I remember rightly, because it was only 5,000, wasn't it?
Yes, yeah, and I mean this is such a strong signal for a short on this market, and the position that it took up was it had been going in a sideways action just underneath a very strong resistance. If you looked on the weekly chart at around 77,500, and I saw this as a good position to go short. I got in more or less at the top, and it was timed on the RSI.
Okay, in terms of the RSI, you use it in a slightly different way to a lot of people. So just explain quickly how you use it.
Well, not many people do this, but I do like trend lines. I put trend lines on the RSI, and you can have a look at my site and see what I do. I use different time frames on the RSI. I use 14s and 26s.
Just out of curiosity, why do you switch to a 26 over a 14?
If you've got sideways action, normally with an indicator, it becomes fairly useless because.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
So I find that by putting it on a 26 period, I can put a trend line somewhere with rule of thumb. It's from like a bottom point to a high point, but it really it depends, and you'll have to have a look at my site just to see how I use.
Yeah, it's probably easiest actually because it's not easy to explain. Now,
Yeah.
in terms of when you get in the market itself, obviously the RSI gives you the signal. Do you look at any, like for instance with the Aussie, did you come through any support, or do you just come in on the RSI?
Absolutely, absolutely. I did wait. It's always easy with indicators to get false signals. So I've always found that a little bit of patience, things normally run on a little bit longer or a little bit higher than you think they're going to. Give things time. And
I'd agree with that. So you actually come in through a level of support then?
I do, yes.
Okay, so that's determined by, so the RSI gives you the signal, then you come in the market through a level of support, yeah?
Absolutely, yes.
Right, okay. Now, once you're in the market, what happens now? How do you manage the trade?
Well, I put a very high stop loss, probably higher than most people would use. I might leave 100, 120 pips, and as
Oh,
soon as
I must say, I think that is a sensible stop loss. I'd use similar. I think I'm just going to make this point because most people place their stops too close, in my view, and you get bumped out the trade. You've got to have some sort of sensible, I don't know, giving it a little bit of room. Like if Aussie dollar is 77.50, you want
yeah,
to be behind that level. It might be.
absolutely.
So,
But as soon as the trade goes into a reasonable few pips profit, I will move.
what's a few pips? What's a
I,
few pips
I
then?
stop.
What's a few pips?
Well, 50 to 75 pips profit,
Okay.
and then I'll move my stop loss down so as I will guarantee my position and not lose on the trade. And if we do then get a spike to the top, then I get knocked out and maybe I can get a better position.
Okay. Just to clarify, it seems a bit. You've got the stop loss wide at the start, yeah.
Absolutely, yes.
Then it runs, yeah,
Yes,
and then you're bringing your stop like tight in, yeah.
I do. This is what I do. And it might not suit everybody, but I find that it either runs and you get more profit, or it knocks you out and you can get a better position.
Actually, that in terms of the CFTCs, yeah, I think is true. Actually, in terms of the CFTCs or the commercials are giving you the warning sign, but it can always run on a bit against them before
Yes.
it comes in their favour.
Yeah.
And when it really does run, it really runs. Would that be the way you see
I,
it?
yeah, I've been knocked out of the AUD USD 3 times in the last 2 trading days.
Okay. And are you back in it now?
Absolutely. I'm backing it with 2 trades, and the one was more or less at the top, and it's got a stop, very tight stop on it, and the other one has got a long stop on it.
Okay, so you got yeah, I see what you're doing. So you've got one position that's going to hang on in there, yeah,
That's right.
and then there's one position that's going in and out. Well, hopefully it's going to stay in and go to target, but if it comes
Absolutely.
back a bit, you'll basically come out and then come back in again.
Yes.
Now,
So you the benefit of I would have twice as much profit if it runs into profit than I would have if I just got the one trade on. But I've halved the risk.
yeah, I mean, I'm all in favour of doing 50-50s as well. Now, in terms of your strategy itself, obviously, on your YouTube channel, yeah, you do some daily analysis on what you're doing, yeah?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so what I'll do is I'll put the URL so people can go and have a look at you drawing trend lines on the RSI, for example. So, in terms of the strategy itself, yeah, just one final point. What sort of risk per trade is it? I mean, what's your maximum exposure in the markets?
I would say it's 10%.
Okay, so if everything goes wrong.
Yeah, if everything goes wrong, it's 10%, usually less.
Okay, so about 10%. So that's not too bad. And how many positions do you normally have open? Just pick the best of the CFTCs, the best one you see, or do you have two or three? Or
It might be 4 pairs, and I might have 2 trades on each pair.
okay, which pairs have you got on at the moment? Aussie dollar, US.
Aussie dollar, I've got US dollar, Turkish lira. I've got euro, Japanese yen.
Okay.
and I've got one more which I can't think of.
Don't worry about it. I was just curious.
With my spot, Andrew. You put me on the spot there.
Yeah, don't worry, don't worry. Okay, then we'll see if this AUD USD comes sweet for us both. Hopefully it will.
At least it will.
Okay, so that's great. It gives us a little bit of info on the strategy. What I'll do is obviously I'll give anyone watching this video your YouTube URL, and so you can see your daily analysis and so forth. So thanks very much for that.
No, thank you.